brief summary of the genius life. Starting with his childhood, Bill had shown signs of intelligence from the very beginning. Bill started his education in a public school, but quickly lost all interest in what teachers had to offer. He was shifted to a private school called Lakeside, and that was probably the first step towards building his empire. Why? Because at Lakeside he met one of the loves of his life, the computer. It was a teletype computer, donated by the Mothers Club. Bill became fascinated with the computer and the things it could do. While he was attending school, he blossomed and flourished in every subject. He even excelled at drama and English. He was so good at mathematics that he was exempted from his math class to practice his programming hobby. It was also at Lakeside School that he met Paul Allen, who was a computer enthusiast himself. Bill and Paul soon became really good friends, and both spent lots of time together in the computer lab. Gates had not yet graduated high school when he and Allen developed a program named Traf-O-Data and wanted to start a business of their own. But Bill's parents pushed him to complete school and attend college, so he let go of the business idea and went to Harvard after graduating from Lakeside in 1973. People would usually find him in the computer lab instead of class. However, he was so intelligent that he was able to pass all tests with good grades. Meanwhile, Paul Allen dropped out of his university and started working for Honeywell. Bill and Paul read about an Altair computer in a magazine and were fascinated by the possibilities of what this computer could do. They called the company that was making it and offered to write software for them. In a period of 2 months, they wrote the code. Paul went to Albuquerque to test it, and it worked out fine. That code was named BASIC. In 1975, Bill Gates dropped out of Harvard, and he and his friends started Microsoft, initially Micro-Soft. After 3 years, Microsoft moved to Washington and was able to make $2.5 million in revenues. Bill Gates was great at software development and business operations. He personally read every line of code that was developed. As more and more computer companies started to emerge, Bill was able to meet the CEO of International Business Machines, IBM, with the help of his mother. He signed a deal with IBM to provide for an operating system for their upcoming personal computer. Although Microsoft had not yet developed such an operating system, Gates bought a similar system from a third party and soon obtained its full rights. The software developer that sold Gates the operating system sued Microsoft for not telling him about the IBM deal. An out-of-court settlement was made, and the issue was resolved. The operating system, named MS-DOS, was sold to IBM, but the source code was not given. That enabled Microsoft to get license fees and start growing at a very rapid pace. In 1983, Paul Allen was diagnosed with cancer. A year later, he was treated fully, and he was back to normal, but he resigned from the company and went into other businesses. In 1985, Bill Gates launched Windows for the first time. The Windows operating system was much similar to the operating system that was in Apple's computers. Apple sued Microsoft for stealing the software, but Microsoft was able to prevail in the courts. In 1986, Bill Gates decided to take Microsoft public at an initial price of $21 per share. He retained 45% of the shares and soon became a millionaire. In 2001, Bill Gates' wealth was estimated at $101 billion. As for his personal life, Bill first met Melinda, a Microsoft executive, in 1989 and was very impressed with her organizational skills. They soon developed a close relationship and got married at the beginning of 1994. In 1996, their first daughter was born, Jennifer Gates. 1 year after Jennifer's birth, the Gates family moved to a 55,000 square foot home that was valued at $54 million. In the year 2000, they formed the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Since then, Bill Gates has been involved in a lot of philanthropic work. It was also in that year that he stepped down as the CEO of Microsoft and started devoting more and more time to the foundation. In 2014, Bill also resigned as chairman of Microsoft and became just a technology advisor.